Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Michael, the gardener slash farmer. Hey, I want to share with you a trick that I learned a few months ago, and I tested it out this past week, and it seems to be working just fine. Real simple. When you have grass that you use, like if you can see here, this is just grass clippings. See. Just good old-fashioned grass clippings from when you cut. That actually makes good mulch for these type of pots. This is a tomato plant, and as you can see, it's been flowering very well. In fact, we even have some fruit growing on it. Okay, so not quite sure what tomato that is. And I've done the same over here. Now, apparently what the grass clippings do is two things. One, they help retain water for potted plants, and they also give it nutrients over time, because when it rains like it's supposed to rain later today, forgive my scruffle here, y'all. I got to shave. First thing I do is I always come out in the garden, so in the morning, make sure everything is all right, and then I get cleaned up afterward. But you got to make sure that you have that kind of mulch, or it could be even leaves or something, in these potted plants if you have the space for it. Now, if you're growing plants, let's say you're growing plants in an apartment or something like that, well, you can use just regular old mulch, but all you got to do is find a bag and go find somebody's cutting the lawn and get some grass clippings, right? Trust me when I say this, that you don't need to spend a lot of money to make good fertilizer and stuff like that. You really don't need to spend a lot of money. All you got to do is have the ability to work. You can even take this same grass clippings, and let me show you. All right, so let me show you right here. What you see in here is mulched up and rotted, if you would, or they call it fermented. That's grass clippings over the last few months and soaking in water. Now, believe it or not, that stuff it smells rotten, because it is rotten. This stuff right here is the best nutrient giver and fertilizer that you can find, okay? Again, it's free. It's free. Well, you got to do the work. So, and what you get, use that kind of stuff, is you get your plants growing, okay? Now, this is just a few weeks worth of, about 3 weeks worth of growth. And you can see we got all types of stuff going on. Beets, carrots, tomatoes. Now, mind you, there's a lot of different, amendments and stuff that I put in here. This is our butternut squash. But what I had done for a good half of the garden is I've gone ahead and this is our butternut squash again. Okay, this is the west side. I'm not walking over to the west side right now. But you can see we got, squash and all that, and that's cucumbers and stuff. Brothers and sisters, you can see that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've used a lot of different fertilizers over the last, decade or so. I've used a lot of fertilizers, all types of stuff. And every so often I'll use a Miracle Grow for nutrients. But the best one is that grass fertilizer. All you do is you take half a 5-gallon bucket. This is for people who got property. Half a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up with grass clippings and or dried up leaves. Fill up the bucket with water, and then all of a sudden you now have fertilizer after about a week. You got to drain the grass out. Obviously, you can put the excess grass somewhere, but I'm here to tell you, save some money. All right, this is your brother.